Hi, I'm sure all of you watched the Eliud Kipchoge race. I did, and I was thoroughly inspired by it. And I just want to share what were my lessons from that race and how it applies in my own life, and what challenges and how my thoughts are all over the place after that race. And I hope something about what I'm sharing today inspires you more beyond just watching a race and thinking, good job. The first thing is what is my stretch? What is my version of 159? We all have a God-given purpose. So I think for all of us, we've got to think, what is my stretch? When he kept saying no human is limited, we have to give ourselves that challenge that makes us discover the parts of ourselves that are actually not limited. So what is yours? What is the purpose that is actually bigger than you? Because this was not just about him winning a race. This was actually about him encouraging the world to think differently and for individuals to understand that they are not limited. Let me talk about the pacemakers. First of all, the whole act of pacing. When you have a goal, when you have a stretch, when you have an end, you can work backwards and then figure out what you need to do. So many times we get caught up in day-to-day in survival that we never look beyond survival and say, what is the goal? The goal could be something you want to achieve in your career. The goal could be something in your family. The goal could be something you want to do with your kids. The goal could be a holiday you want to take. The goal could be a purpose or something you want to do bigger than yourself. But what is that goal? And then work backwards. The Bible actually tells us to number our days. And I think that's what it actually means. Look at it, where you want to go, and then work backwards and say what has to happen before and before and before and before so that I can actually get there. Some of it will involve training, some of it will involve reading, some of it will involve learning something new, some of it will involve uncomfortable changes. But what are the things? Sit down and understand what are the things you actually have to do so that you can get to your 159. Have you built relationships so that other people are willing to be your pacemakers? So I watched those people coming in and out. And first, let me just say it was so smooth. So I started asking, you've got to have systems in your life that are smooth. You could, you know, when I was watching that race, you blink and then the pacemakers have changed. You're like, when did they change? There was no one stumbling. There was no one who had forgotten their place. So I think you've got to have systems in your life. If I can just look at a business, you've got to have processes. You've got to have systems. If I look at your money, you've got to have a budget. You've got to have savings. You've got to have investments. Those are all systems that get you to where you actually want to go. Are you also somebody else's pacemaker? I believe it works both ways. Those pacemakers, there was something in it for them also in this race. They got the exposure, but I'm sure even as we continue watching their own careers, this race did something for them. This race did something for their own professional lives. So have pacemakers around you, but also be other people's pacemakers. It's not always about you. So the pacemakers understood the glory was not theirs that day. A lot of it was about Kipchoge, yeah? But they were willing to lay down their personal sense of entitlement and achievement for somebody else. It will definitely come back to them. So have a team around you that are your pacemakers, but also be willing to be a pacemaker for other people. The pacemakers were great, and we understand they were great. But on that occasion, it is only him who could run at that pace for 42 kilometers. The rest were doing about 5 kilometers and then they go out. So he is the only one on that day in this world who could run in that time. There is a purpose that God has created you for, that it is only you. So you will have help, you will have a team, you will have a pacemaker, but there's a purpose, a very distinct purpose and plan that was created for you. Find your race. And when you do find the race, create the environment so that you can run that race. The environment there was created. It had to be a certain level, it had to be a certain temperature, it had to be in a certain place. So even you, don't be scared of creating the conditions that enable you to actually run your race. You have a gift. What have you done with that gift? Eliud started running long before he was recognized for running. And you know the way the world is today, we like seeing the end result. So we are all over the place because we've seen the end result of a very long career in running, yeah? But the gift doesn't start with the glory. The gift starts wherever you are. You have a gift. What are you doing with that gift? Are you sharing the gift? As he was sharing the gift, training, entering competitions, that is how he got noticed, and that is how he got onto the platform that he got onto. What are you actually doing with your gift? That's it for now, but there's a part 2 coming up, so watch out for it and subscribe.